Turning 80 years is not just a birthday. It's a mirror reflecting everything you've lived, lost, learned, and loved. If you're over 80 or approaching it, you may feel something few people talk about. The world is still spinning, but somehow you've slowed down. And maybe that's not a bad thing. Maybe it's just the beginning of a quieter, deeper kind of wisdom. Welcome to Wisdom for the Ages. Today, we begin a conversation that many avoid, but that we believe is necessary and healing. Let's explore what really happens after 80, the things no one warned us about, but that we need to face gently and honestly. Sunrise over mountains, a landscape of life after 80. Analogy, climbing a mountain. Imagine your life like a long, majestic climb. In your 20s and 30s, you're ascending fast, chasing careers, family, purpose. Your 40s and 50s are the steep stretch, full of work and responsibility. Your 60s and 70s feel like reaching the ridge, a mix of power and reflection. But the 80s are the quiet trail near the top. The wind is stronger, the air is thinner, but the view is breathtaking if you pause long enough to notice it. Brain-wide, this chapter of life feels different. After 80, many seniors report a unique mix of gratitude and grief, calm and confusion, clarity and vulnerability, quiet joy and occasional loneliness. It's a time when friends begin to pass away. Your body doesn't always cooperate. Society begins to overlook you, but your soul feels sharper than ever. Let's be honest, growing old isn't always graceful, but it can be meaningful beyond words. Speech balloon truth number 1. The world gets quieter, and sometimes, so do you. One of the first things many 80-plus-year-olds say is, "It's so quiet now." Your phone rings less. People stop asking what your plans are. The house stays clean longer, but emptier. Analogy, the party has ended. It's not that you're sad, just aware that the noise and motion have settled. The music fades, and now you hear your own breathing. That quiet can be peaceful, lonely, or both, often in the same hour. And that's okay. Man walking truth number 2. Your body feels like a stranger some days. You wake up and something hurts, and you're not even sure why. My hands don't open as easily. My legs feel heavy. I used to walk faster than this. You're not broken. You're just older, not less, just different. Your body has carried you through wars, births, surgeries, marriages, and losses. It's earned its scars. Analogy, an old piano. It still plays beautiful music, but some keys stick, others go out of tune. That doesn't mean the music is gone. It just means it's slower, softer, more soulful. Older adult truth number 3. Loss becomes part of the daily landscape. At 80, you begin to say goodbye, not just to people, but to seasons of life. Your spouse may be gone. Friends disappear one by one. Certain foods, places, or even memories start to fade. Grief becomes quieter, too. Not less painful, just more private. Analogy, a garden in autumn. The blooms are fewer, but the beauty is in the colors of letting go. You begin to see life not in what's growing, but in what has been tended with love. Thought balloon truth number 4. Memory isn't always kind, but wisdom deepens. You may forget names, dates, appointments, but you don't forget what matters. The smile of a grandchild, the feeling of your mother's hands, the sound of old songs. I can't remember what I had for breakfast, but I remember the exact moment my husband proposed in 1962. That is not a loss. That is a refinement. Analogy, a tree letting go of leaves. The leaves may fall, but the roots, the deep understanding of what life is, grow even stronger. Woman standing truth number 5. You may feel invisible, but you're still needed. After 80, many people feel the world looks through them, not at them. Doctors talk to your caregiver, instead of you. Strangers assume you're fragile or confused. Family forgets to ask how you're doing. But here's the truth. You still matter. Your voice still carries weight. Your life still teaches, even if others aren't listening as closely as they should. Analogy: the lighthouse that stands in silence. You don't move, but you guide. And even in stillness, you are helping others find their way. Some behind small cloud truth number 6. Joy changes shape, but still exists. Joy after 80 doesn't come from excitement. It comes from presence, holding your great-grandchild, drinking tea and watching rain, hearing a hymn you once sang as a child, being remembered on your birthday. These small joys are not small at all. They're the purest form of life. Analogy: the last chapter novel. It doesn't need to be loud or dramatic. It just needs to be true. And your truth? It's still unfolding. Truth number 7. You begin to see life as it really is. At 80, the masks fall away. You don't pretend as much. You don't worry what others think. You say what you mean, or you say nothing at all. You begin to reflect on what truly matters, what you regret, what you forgive, and what legacy you'll leave behind. And that kind of clarity is rare. It's not for the young. It's for those who've lived. Analogy: a mirror with no fog. You don't see what you want to see. You see what is, and somehow that's enough. Compass what this chapter is really about. Life after 80 is not the end of the story. It's the final chapter, and often the most honest. It's the time when your identity is no longer based on doing, but being. You have fewer distractions and more depth. You don't need a crowd, just a conversation. You don't chase meaning, you carry it. Dear friends, if you're over 80 or love someone who is, let this chapter be a gentle reminder. Yes, things change. Yes, things fade. But you, your story, your soul, your wisdom is still shining. Even if no one talks about it, we will talk about it here. Because here on Wisdom for the Ages, we believe aging is a privilege. Silence must be broken with honesty. And every chapter of life deserves to be read, especially the last ones. In Chapter 2, we'll uncover the 7 honest truths about aging after 80 and how to embrace them with peace, power, and purpose. You're not done growing. You're just growing in a different direction. Herb. In Chapter 1, we peel back the curtain on what life really feels like after 80. The silence, the slowness, the softness, the surprising strength. Now it's time to face those truths head on. Because when we name something, a fear, a change, a challenge, it loses its power over us. So here are 7 honest truths about aging in your 80s and how to welcome each one with wisdom, not worry. Truth number 1. Some days you feel foggy, and that's okay. Your mind doesn't move as fast. You may forget what day it is or why you came into the kitchen. But here's what you need to remember. Mental clarity isn't always a constant, but it still shows up when it counts. Brain what you can do. Keep a written routine. Use clocks, calendars, labels. Do small mental puzzles or read aloud. Don't panic on fuzzy days. Rest, reset, and know they pass. Analogy: a cloudy sky still holds the sun. Even when the fog rolls in, the light is still there, waiting to shine through. Bust in silhouette truth number 2. You may question your identity, especially if you've lost roles. After 80, many lose roles that once defined them. Parent to independent adult children. Spouse to widowhood. Worker, host, decision maker. You may ask, who am I now if I'm not what I used to do? Here's the truth. You are not your function. You are your essence. What you can do. Reflect on your core values: kindness, creativity, humor, faith. Redefine your worth by who you are now, not what you used to do. Share stories, write letters, record voice memos. Your soul still teaches. Analogy: a candle that glows without being carried. You don't need a job or title to shine. Your presence is the light. Prohibited truth number 3. You'll need to let go of things, people, even independence. Letting go is a central theme after 80. The house you can't care for, the car you can't safely drive, the friends you can't call anymore. Letting go isn't weakness, it's space making. Yellow heart what you can do. Practice saying thank you before saying goodbye. View help as partnership, not defeat. Find small things you can control: what you wear, eat, create. Analogy: a tree shedding leaves. What you release makes room for what you still carry. Strength, grace, memory. Bust and silhouette truth number 4. Loneliness may visit, but you don't have to let it stay. Even surrounded by family, aging can feel lonely. Why? Fewer peers, slower social life. Conversations feel more like updates than real connections. You may even start to wonder if your presence is still noticed. Here's what's important. You are never too old to make a new connection. Speech balloon what you can do. Join a senior circle, library group, or online chat. Yes, even at 85. Reach out first. A call, a handwritten note, even just hello. Get a plant, pet, or a prayer ritual. Small companionship matters. Analogy: a fire that still warms one room. You don't need a crowd. You need connection, even just one heart, one smile. Mantelpiece clock truth number 5. You'll feel time differently, slower, but more sacred. Time after 80 stretches. An hour can feel like a day. A day can feel like a whisper. But here's the secret. When you slow down, life becomes more visible. Do what you can do. Take notice of small moments. A flower blooming, tea steeping, bird songs. Write down one thing that brought you joy every day. Reframe long days as open canvases, not emptiness. Analogy: watching a candle burn. There's beauty in stillness, peace in simplicity, wonder in the ordinary. Balance scale truth number 6. You'll balance between acceptance and hope every day. Aging is a dance between accepting what is, hoping for what's still possible. Some days your legs say no, but your heart says yes. Some mornings are heavy, but afternoons are light. Direct it what you can do. Start each day with a gentle intention, like, today, I will be kind to myself. Don't push. Flow. Let joy and grief coexist. They're not opposites. They're partners. Analogy: the tides of the ocean. You rise. You fall. But you are always part of the vast, breathing rhythm of life. Glowing star truth number 7. You still have something to give, always. This may be the most powerful truth of all. Even if you don't work, you don't drive, you don't move like you used to, you still offer something no one else can: your lived wisdom. Seedling what you can do. Share stories with grandchildren, even imperfect ones. Pass down recipes, values, family traditions. Say the things you waited too long to say. Forgiveness, gratitude, truth. Analogy: a book with the most important chapter at the end. You are not a fading story. You are the storyteller, and your voice still echoes far beyond the room. Speech balloon final reflections. Aging isn't easy, but it's sacred. Dear one, you faced changes no one prepared you for. You've watched the world speed up while your steps slowed down. But here you are, still choosing to learn, to reflect, to live. Aging after 80 is not about loss. It's about clarity. It's not about being left behind. It's about knowing what really matters and letting go of what doesn't. Studio microphone if this video spoke to your heart. Please leave a comment, share your truth, and subscribe to Wisdom for the Ages. Let's build a world where aging isn't hidden, elders are honored, and your final chapters are written with beauty, courage, and voice. Until next time, you are not forgotten. You are not done. You are still becoming. And that is the most honest truth of all. Yellow Heart.